Chapter 15. At this very hour, in the house of Marius, another scene is being enacted. A little wizened man comes knocking at his door, asking to see him on very peculiar business. Ushered into his presence, he is recognized as Thénardier. For many months, Marius had been scouring all the slums of Paris to find, if possible, the man who rescued him from the barricade and saved his life. Though failing to find his benefactor, he made the acquaintance of this villain and learned to detest him. Now, cringing low, Thénardier says, "Master Marius, I have an important secret concerning your family that you ought to know, and I want some money." "I will give you the secret if you give me the money." "I don't want your secret," replies Marius sternly, "and you cannot have any money. Get out of my house, you little scoundrel. I do not wish to see your face." But the little man makes haste to say, "It is a very important secret I have to tell. Do you know that in your family circle is an escaped life convict, Jean Valjean?" "Yes," replies Marius, "I know all about it, more than you can tell me. I know how he became a life convict. He stole hundreds of thousands of francs." "Oh no," Thénardier assures him. You are all astray there. I know where he got all that money. He had a big factory in M-sur-M." "Oh," slowly confesses Marius, "I thought he stole it." "At any rate, he's a murderer." "Whom did he murder?" asked the blackmailer. "Why, he murdered Inspector Javert," says Marius, "for did I not hear him myself request the privilege of taking the inspector out from the barricade to shoot him, and I heard the pistol go off. Cold-blooded murder." "No," insists the little scoundrel, "he did not murder Javert." And pulling a clipping of a Paris paper from his pocket, he reads how Javert committed suicide in the river Seine. "I'm glad to hear that. I thought he murdered him." "You're all wrong about that," insists Thénardier. "Though he is a thief and a murderer, all the same, for I caught him in the very act. As I was running away from Javert, going down into the sewer, I found this Jean with a murdered man in his arms, full of dagger wounds. If you doubt me, here is a piece that I myself cut off the skirt of his victim's coat." Thénardier produces the piece and lays it on the table. Seeing this, Marius springs like a tiger, seizes it, looks at it. It resembles closely the cloth of the coat he had worn home that night from the barricade. He was always curious how it had lost the piece. Hurrying to the closet where the old coat hangs, he spreads it upon the table. The piece fits exactly. Marius exclaims, "Thank God, I have found the man that brought me home from the barricade and saved my life. And I have turned him out of my home as not fit company for my family, while I am not fit to wash his feet. God, forgive me." Throwing a bundle of banknotes to the villain, he almost shouts, "Take that, you scoundrel, and get out. You don't deserve it, but it is worth money to me." He calls upstairs, "Make haste, Cosette, do not lose a moment. Get ready and come with me." The carriage is quickly at the door. They drive furiously to Jean's house, while Marius tells his wife of the terrible mistake he has made concerning her father. Just at the moment when the old man fell back exhausted on his pillow, with the ink still wet upon his love letter to them, the two young people rush upstairs with tears on their cheeks and sorrow and shame in their hearts. Bursting into his room, they kneel at his bedside, crying, "Father, can you ever forgive us for the way we have treated you?" Marius asks, "Why did you not tell me that you saved my life at the barricade? You told me everything bad and nothing good about yourself." "I did not wish to be a trouble, and was afraid I was in the way." "Well, the carriage is at the door now, and we are going to take you home with us and show how sorry we are for the past by the way we treat you in the future." "Never mind, my children. It is all right. I hear another voice calling me." And with one hand on each head in benediction, the old man's spirit takes its flight to God. They see no horses or chariot of fire, but they are here as with old Elijah, and the words of the Scottish poet describing the translation of the Covenanters might have been written of Jean Valjean. The combat was over. The conflict was ended. A chariot of fire from the dark cloud descended. Its drivers were angels on horses of whiteness. Its burning wheels turned on axles of brightness. A seraph unfolded the door bright and shining, all dazzling like gold of the seventh refining. And the soul that came up out of great tribulation have mounted the chariot and steeds of salvation. And that's that.